Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Mirade.
And this is your boy JTG, a.k.a. Jay the God.
Whether you are down the street or anywhere in the Northeast, fans, the day has finally come as we prepare to celebrate 20 years of Boston Wrestling MWF. All-inclusive VIP packages and tickets are on sale for our Back to the 80s WrestleFest 20th anniversary. It is going to be a VIP exclusive Q&A with the great 80s legends, an autograph and photo fan fest, and professional wrestling so hot it's going to blow the roof off of Memorial Hall. You can get your tickets at Boston Wrestling beginning in 3, 2, 1, go.
Wrestling fans, it's time to rock. WWE legend Marty Jannetty of the Rockers returns for 3 big nights, Wednesday, September the 1st through Friday, September the 3rd. Marty will be taping historical Wrestling Insider episodes, live specials, Insider autograph signings, support wrestling superstars, pre-order autographed 8x10s now over at bostonwrestling.com. This September, get your sunglasses ready. It's time to party with Marty.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Mirade.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
Fresh back from vacation, he's like fruit fresh off the tree.
Well, as somebody said, I'm the most boring person in wrestling.
Well, or as my Joe said, you know, she was a little juicy when she saw you.
Oh.
Well, anyway.
Sorry about that one.
Johnny, you know what? I don't want to spend too much time on this, but because it is something that has taken over almost or dominating the live premiere chats that we have, and I consider it a waste of time. About 2 wastes of time as far as I'm concerned. You have a wannabe Andrew Dice Clay and a wannabe Howard Stern wearing their sunglasses at night. That do this program out in New York. I don't know them. They could be fine human beings for all I know, aside from their little personas that they try and project. But for whatever the odd reason, it seems like a lot of their programs, or at least the links that are sent to us by the fans, are dominated around our shows about me, you know, being the Joe Exotic of professional wrestling, abusing all of the wrestlers like Joe Exotic did to his Tigers at his amusement park or whatever that was down south. And you, there was a video with the thumbnail of you from the TD Garden sold out with over 4 million people watching you on the USA Network, saying that you're the most boring man in professional wrestling.
Wow, that's a surprise. Because if they saw the full clip, they would have got the real applause that we got from that. And when it went backstage, Big Show and several other wrestlers says they have never laughed so hard in their lives. So you know what? I don't take issue with anybody because you have your opinion, I have my opinion, and the wrestling world has theirs. But I will say this, Dan. Anytime you want to call me, anytime you want to email me, anytime you want to chat, I'm not hard to find.
Well, I'm sure they'd try and find a way to exploit it. I don't get, with so much going on in the world of professional wrestling, why they focus so much on what goes on here in the studio. I know they tried to do clickbait, and they tried to get Tony Atlas to bury me on the show after Tony stole all that money. But Tony wouldn't go that far. He just said, you know, Boston Wrestling can't afford me anymore. And you know what? If that's how Tony wanted to phrase the theft, so be it. Then they had Marty Jannetty on. Marty was in, it looked like something out of one of those found footage movies. Marty was hidden in some car and with the flashlight on. And again, they tried to, how bad was Dan Mirade to you? And what did Marty say? He had some long days. He might have overdone it exercising, which he did. He had a lady friend visit him the night before with some things, and it led to a pretty rough Sunday. So one thing I think, Johnny, you have known me, and you will speak very negatively about me when you feel it is necessary. Do you think I am someone that takes advantage of and abuses older veteran wrestlers?
No, if I did, I wouldn't be sitting here. And if you did, the boys, the older wrestlers, wouldn't be coming to work here. And, you know, I just want to add one thing. I have nothing against those two guys. I watched the podcast with Jannetty. I thought it was sleazy, and I don't mean that in a bad way. They tried to bait him into saying something that he didn't want to say, And Marty was very cool about it. He put him right in the spot. He said, hey, brother, we're good friends. Why are you doing this to me? And I respect those two guys with the podcast.
Oh, I have no respect for
Well,
them.
I do. And I think
Why?
they've got a decent little show. Well, you know why? Because we can agree to disagree, but still be friends. And until they really do something disastrous where they attack me personally or my family and act like idiots, then I think there's something that needs to be said. But you know what? Let them play. Let them have their fun.
Well, other than saying you were the most boring man in wrestling, I don't think too much negative has been said about you. But I take a great issue with, I abuse older wrestlers. And they've used that headline even with people I've never met before. So I don't understand why they have this obsession with Boston wrestling. I don't know why they wear their sunglasses at night. Maybe it's a vision thing. Or they like the Corey Hart song from the 80s. I don't know. But so you want to know how I thought the best way to settle it was, Johnny, when our dear close personal friend that we abuse like a circus animal, Marty Jannetty, returns, I said, why don't we invite Sunglasses at Night to come up to this studio, and they can have 2 seats in this studio and observe how mistreated these poor pro wrestlers are that they claim are nearly beaten when they come up to town. My only 2 conditions would be they don't record anything while they're here, and they don't say hello to me, because they're not worth my time. But they are welcome to come and sit and observe, and then they can have something more to report on what must be a pretty boring wrestling talk show with everything going on in WWE and AEW if they have to dedicate so much airtime to Boston wrestling. I think it's pretty sad and weak and pathetic, but I don't know.
Well, they're giving the show a plug, that's for sure. Boston Wrestling's got a free plug. I'm not so sure that I would say don't speak to me. That's childish.
Oh, I am. I don't want to say hello
But that's
to them.
childish.
Well, I'm being childish.
Yeah,
then.
I
When
would
people
agree.
go online and attack me and put me down and try and hurt someone's reputation that they don't even know, and they've tried to, as you noted, bait wrestlers into saying certain things that they won't say. Like, for example, one of the hosts messaged me on Facebook after the Marty Jannetty live incident from Father's Day. Oh, can we have the footage to use on our show? That's not exploitive?
No, I'm saying no. I would not release the footage.
And I will not. It's been locked on private ever since that day.
Yeah,
because I will not embarrass Marty like that. If they wanted to use that footage, I would say that's pretty exploitive in trying to embarrass someone. But Marty was smart enough to put them on the spot during the show.
I agree.
And they said, oh, no, Marty, we just wanted to watch it to see it. Yeah, okay.
I agree. But you know what I say? I think sometimes the easiest way to settle differences is if you accept the invitation. I hope I'm here. I'll come down. I'll shake their hand. I'll talk to them. Well, you know what? Sometimes you just got to bury the hatchet. Sometimes,
well, when it doesn't end, it's very difficult to bury the hatchet.
Well, but see, there's a way to make it end. And
that's why I think the invitation is kind of me.
I agree.
As opposed to what
agree.
I'd like to say.
But I understand.
And you know how fiery I can be.
Please don't say what you'd like to say.
And I'm taking a page out of your book. As opposed to saying what I want to say, I'm just extending an invite for them to come and observe for themselves. Then they can be the official Andrew Dice Clay and Howard Stern experts that they want to be with their sunglasses.
The one thing that I disagree with what you're doing, do not create a hostile environment. As soon as but you are. Let me tell you, you can't create a hostile environment because as soon as they walk through the door, don't talk to me.
No, that's not what I'm going to say.
Well, you just said, don't talk to me.
There will be 2 chairs. I don't want them to record anything.
I agree with
and
that.
I don't want them to speak to me.
Well, see, that's wrong because the environment is already created. I hate to use Trump's name, but you've already built the wall. Already built the wall. So why don't we just say...
I thought it was kind of me to invite them.
You know what? I think the easiest way to settle the solution or the problem is through a solution, because if you're not part of the solution, you must be part of the problem. So why not do it this way? You're invited here. When Marty Jannetty comes back, come on down. The old man Cena, the most boring man in wrestling, as you say, is here. Come on down. Let's chat. Let's see maybe where we're really at here. But I don't say invite them into the well of fire, because it's very hard to say, come on in, but don't talk to me. Now, wait a minute. That includes any talent here. That includes any people working here.
When I see me, I just mean Dan Mirade.
But
Whoever else they want to try and engage with is at their discretion.
But what'll happen is you're the man. This is your stuff. Boston Wrestling is you and Neil Melanoma. You guys started it.
No, he's not a disease, Johnny. He's
I
a
want
person.
him to be a disease. But this thing is a disease. But I want people to know that that's not you. That's the old you. The new you is understanding. The new you.
I'm trying.
I am. So my thought is, maybe I'm just old and maybe I sit back and say, hold on. But my whole thing is, you know what, guys? You're invited to come down to the studio anytime. The door is open. We tape every Wednesday. I'm here. Dan's here. I'm willing to chat. Marty Jannetty, please God, is doing well. He'll be back. Nothing but a professional and good words for Marty. That was a sad situation. I think everybody knows what happened there, including Marty, but that's over and done with. Why do we want to exasperate it, bring it out, boil it away? Come on down, enjoy the interview, have some fun, and who knows, when we're done, maybe we get something to eat.
And I'll tell you what frustrates me a little bit, because we're going to send out a second invite. I think you are familiar with, I don't want to put his last name out, but our friend Kenny that attends a lot of the shows. You know, I believe Kenny has bought into some of this nonsense. He sent me some very nasty messages as a result of it, and that's what frustrates me about it, Johnny. So Kenny, if you are watching, which I hope you are, same thing, and I know at least you're local, so it would be easier for you. Anytime you want to come down, when one of the stars are here, for you to observe,
I'm no star.
for your Facebook wrestling page, and you can share your thoughts and observation of what you see in person. Now, Kenny, you have been to this studio, I know, at least several times. You've witnessed things several times. I think you should go by what your eyes have seen as opposed to what strangers you hear on the internet say. But that's one man's opinion. But I am personally inviting you, anytime you want to take the train or however you get here up here, you are a welcome guest here at the studio as well. But my main point of contention are the sunglasses at night. I don't know if they want to wear them when they're driving, that's up to them. But if they do want to come to the studio and observe what we do and how we do it, you'll have all the material in the world to share on your talk show. You can go from talking about the world's most boring man to perhaps the world's most boring talk show, because it's nothing like what you two have described. So maybe come up with some more creative material. Otherwise, the invitation stands for Mr. Cena. I'm Dan Mirade. We'll see you soon.
Tickets are on sale now at bostonwrestling.com for our 20th anniversary Back to the 80s WrestleFest, Saturday, November the 13th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Mass. The World Wrestling Federation was live at the Warwick Musical Theater in Warwick, Rhode Island, Monday, August the 11th, 1986. In the opening contest, Jose Luis Rivera drew Iron Mike Sharp. Tony Gurria beat Duke of Dorchester Pete Doherty. The Haiti Kid with the win over Butch Cassidy. Pedro Morales defeated Greg the Hammer Valentine. Corporal Kirchner victorious over Nikolai Volkov. And in the main event, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat beat WWF Intercontinental Champion Macho Man Randy Savage via countout. If you were in Warwick Live, share your memories in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to keep Wrestling Legends working in our eBay store and on our world-renowned Patreon streaming service so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston Wrestling Sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insider's Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times